No. This is mine. I have a PSA. Just remember to love yourself first. Can you not see it? Can you not read it? Wow, it's picking all the colors. Look at the colors go crazy.
Do we
just need the choker? That's all.
It looks like a SpongeBob transfer.
Do we skip Christmas and just go straight into Valentine's Day?
That's what I saw.
Right.
That's what I saw.
And what Justin Bieber says, and if you, what's that song?
Are we really singing Justin Bieber right now?
But it was.
I repeat, all he needs is a black choker, and
if you think that I'm
eyeliner, maybe.
Then baby, you can go and love yourself. That's it. Love yourself. Okay, all right. We'll get off. We'll move right along here. Move along.
We had so many opportunities to have a really good, strong start, guys. And this was a failure to launch. This was a failure to launch.
Definitely a failure to launch.
Well, it's because I'm goofy because I'm another year older in 12 hours, basically. I think I was born at. No, I was actually born in the night, I think, 6 o'clock. So either way, tomorrow's my birthday, and I am 39 again. There we go.
So if we go back here, I don't think the gold standard was replaced when he was born.
Oh, no. It's funny because that's what Daniel wrote about. This two-part, by the way.
I said nothing.
You broke it into 2 parts, Daniel. Part 1 was yesterday. Part 2 is tomorrow. The gold standard. So you're saying I'm the gold standard. Thank you. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
And you were replaced.
Why are all the banks buying me? All right, let's don't get into that yet. That could be part of what we're talking about a little bit later. Let me introduce everything. Birthday boy right here. I'm the ape, and it doesn't matter. You know what's also going on tonight is AMC's earnings, which means we'll probably lose another 50 cents. And yeah, I think it's going on now. I don't know. Either way.
Maybe I'll do AMC for the crayons.
That's a 2026 stock. Anyway, it's not a 2025 at all.
Are you sure?
Have you been saying that for 6 years?
Anyway, I'm Darin, and this is After the Bell. And my guests
are it's at $27.
And and my guests here are Daniel, right hand corner, Mr. Institutional. Then we got down bottom left. We have my fellow ape, and that is Josh Fresh. So fresh and so clean from his vacation across the seas. And then we have Quanticus Maximus, our leader in chief, CEO. That's all I got. Royce.
Don't try to be all that. You make it out to be all that. No.
And a fine young man. Yes, there we go. All right.
I'm just a dude, pretending to be a dude dressed as another dude.
I'm just a dude. It's like the bill. Anyway, it's let me give the disclosure.
Tropic Thunder, but we'll go. Schoolhouse Rock. That works.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I was getting at. I'm going to go ahead and get the disclosures out of the way.
Guys. You see,
you're going to put him on blast like that?
I mean, always.
I'm
the punching bag. Boom.
I honestly think, and this is, Trump was 20 when he was born. Just think about that.
Oh, stop it.
Trump could be his dad.
Because people are going to do the math. Stop it. All right. Let me do this disclosure part because obviously we're not financial advisors. We're doing this for entertainment and educational purposes only. Not sure about the educational part so far. And please always consult an investment professional before making any financial decisions. Are you entertained? Here we go. Let's get the markets. I do have it written down. Let's see. We got the Dow was up 0.5%, basically to 47.3. We got S&P 500. That's just a little shy of 6,800. It was up 0.37. And we have the NASDAQ was the winner of the day, 0.65 up at just a little below 24. So it looks like 68, 24, and 47 are the numbers right now. It's almost
as long as you don't say 6-7.
Yeah, no. I will though. S&P 500 is at 6,796. That's what it's at. All right. Oil is at 50.
Where Daniel can explain to us what that means.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
too old for that.
There's so many
Oh,
definitions
God.
too, though.
If we've hit it where Daniel's too old, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
Now
Right?
I have to go to Twitter to go, what is all the young people saying?
Mhm.
Apparently 6-7 is now involved to Team 7 or something is the new
There's
one
so many
that
different
they say.
so many different, like, it also could be that it's someone that they rank between a 6 and a 7. When they say they're a 10, it's they're 6-7. There's so many different things that have been attached to that 6-7, and it also is the
See,
phrase of
Darin
the
knows
year.
more than I
Like,
do.
I'd say he sounds like
Yeah.
an expert.
I'm a little concerned here.
I'm sorry, I watch TikTok. That's what it is all night long.
Darin is it in his sugar daddy years.
We've got I've been
Hey,
called that over the last year.
Steve.
Shut up. You got to have the sugar first, though, Daniel. You got to have the sugar, so I can't be. All right, here we go. I
Is
got
that the gray hair?
you gotta go. Let me finish this. What?
Yes. You guys have the daddy.
This is not my birthday. It's a roast.
It's
You're
more
William
of a commentary.
Shatner now. I like it.
Arbitrage's roast. This is not after the bell. All right. We got oil at under 60 at 59.63. We got gold that is just a little shy of 4,000. We have silver that's just a little shy of 48. Everything is like right below where that the full numbers are, and the 10-year is up to 4.16, which is an indicator in itself. All right, that gets us caught up on the numbers, the facts, if you will. Bitcoin, where are we at? Bitcoin Applehead.
Looks 103 right now, which
There we
is,
are. So that's actually going back
pretty
up because it
good
did.
considering it was at
It dipped.
99.
Yeah, it dipped. 99 love balloons. I'm just doing that for karaoke night purposes. So let's move on. We got fun facts, and I know you love this fun fact, Mr. Institutional. So please tell us what CNBC has been saying for a full month about November. What we got?
Darin,
Cheerleader.
don't poo-poo on my fun facts before.
Where's your pom poms?
After.
We gotta get you pom poms over there. Go ahead.
Be nice to my fun facts, or you'll have to. Do
Okay.
it. All right.
Give it to us.
November, which is now the month that we're in, it's one of the best performing months for stocks over the last 7 decades. And 60% of the time, it sees a gain in the market, even during the Great Depression. So November is normally a pretty good run. Now, on the other side of the house is that the breadth of the market is starting to deteriorate. So we have a lot of stocks. I believe it's like 40% are trading below their 50-day moving average. And we've had, I don't know if you guys have noticed, a lot of good earnings report. We'll talk about Palantir later. And they're all dropping on good news, which is never a good indicator, especially when we recently had a good trade deal happen with China. So, just as a mental note for people to make listening is that whenever you start selling on good news, I'm not calling for like a market crash or anything, but it's normally an indicator that there's yes. Darin calls for the crash. I call for the correction. There's a difference.
Okay, there we go. That's right. Perma bears.
Pull back.
Yes. So that's something to note. And then just 2 interesting, I'll call them bubble metrics, is that NVIDIA is the first company to hit a $5 trillion market cap, and OpenAI is apparently targeting a $1 trillion IPO.
Yeah.
Which would be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I knew you'd like it. I knew you'd like it.
Well, you forgot to mention, though, that October was not normal. Normally, we have problems in October, but we did not. So, will it even out in November? What's going to happen here? I mean, if you're going to go by
the entire government's been shut down.
If you're going to go,
it's actually the longest running shutdown ever now at 35.
No,
days.
but and the market doesn't care. Obviously, the market doesn't care. If anything, it tickles their fancy even more. It's like, yay, government shut down, boom, stock up. But my point is, in October, that we usually it's a traditional tough month, and this time it was not. So does that mean that what traditionally happens in November is not going to happen?
I want to know where you get your statistics.
You tell me what so you tell me what the market was. The market up or down in October?
Crypto always runs in October. Always.
We're not talking about crypto.
It didn't.
Yeah, it definitely didn't.
Right. No, we're in November. The last 4 or 5 days, we've been in November, by the way.
That last
right, I'm talking about October. I'm talking about October. And my point is, though, that he's bringing up November, and I said, okay, that's fine. So if we go by history, then that means it's going to do great. So if we go by history, October should not have been great, and it was. So that's my point. It was off.
Rally always starts for crypto in October, just so you know.
We're not talking about crypto. This is not crypto after the bell. This is arbitrage after the bell, which incorporates
have you not seen
the
all
stock
those
market
cryptos, ETFs? Have you not seen it? Tesla's up over 15% for October.
Point exactly. I'm saying that's correct. Yes, it's up, and traditionally in October it's down. So that's what my point is.
Nope.
Yes, not crypto. Now talking about crypto, we're talking about the stock market. You got the numbers on you there, Daniel? Probably not for the October.
Of what seasonality? No.
October's of the last 7 years was.
Come on, I have an entire database of statistics.
Well, I mean, over the last, if we're talking about crypto, over the last 7 months or 7 years,
I think crypto.
Crypto is green. Crypto is green in October.
Right. Yep.
Going back to like 2018 or something like that.
All right. Let me interject here. Let Birthday Boy interject something here.
I think we need to move on to the next topic because
no, you guys, because I think y'all's earbuds are stuffing up your ears because what was said is November. I'll read it out. November has been the best month for stocks, STOCKS, over the last 7 decades. October. Not. It just said nothing about crypto in that sentence. November has been the best month for stocks over the last 7 decades. Is crypto a stock now? I don't know. Does that change?
Yes, actually it is. It's security now.
Here's my thought on this, though. I know we talked about November is typically bullish because we get November, December are almost always, very green months. You got the exuberance of, heading into the holidays. Like you get a lot of people that are off work, so they're not actually actively selling, which just generally naturally they kind of, stocks sort of just melt up regardless of whatever the circumstances are. But you also have to kind of take it a step back and look at, how much higher can this really go? You're talking about the $5 trillion Nvidia and then $1 trillion IPO. We're getting into numbers that are just starting to make less and less sense. And I think that's why some of the stocks that you've had recently that have kind of the selling on the news kind of thing, it's because, if they don't really blow it out of the water, then the price is already baked in. Like you can only bake so much more expectations into a lot of these securities. And so
what about inflation?
And exceed those expectations. Inflation's still hanging around. It's obviously very sticky. And I don't think we've necessarily absorbed all of, everything that we've printed, even going back to, the COVID years. Because we haven't, we haven't inflated anything away. We haven't gotten rid of inflation at all. And every month, you hear Powell come out and say, well, inflation's still hanging around. We're at 3%. And the number just keeps going up. It needs to go down, but it just keeps hanging steady.
Daniel, you going to bring multiples next week? Are we going to talk about multiples? Because actually CNBC is finally talking about multiples as being the reason why these stocks are going down. But that's the media. That's what they're going to do. But when you got 50-time multiples and, you look at what they're actually valued at versus what they're actually making, that kind of stuff is just getting crazy, really crazy, even for the top, the top 7, if you will.
So we'll talk about this when we get to Palantir. But the Palantir is trading at 86 times their estimated 2026 revenue,
which is
my point.
Which is wild.
I mean, we'll talk about that one later on, but
yeah, they were one of the meme stocks that flipped and became that, and Robinhood were like two that flipped from being a meme stock to institutional darlings, I guess. I don't know. Let's go to labor. I can't believe we have a section on labor because we can't trust anything that comes out with labor. But go ahead, Daniel. Tell us what's going on. Besides the BLS, what's going on?
Well, so as we discussed, the government shut down. So don't worry, Darin, your fake data.
I'm not going to say a word.
Is not available. But what you probably can trust is actual companies saying the amount of people they're going to lay off. So I'll give you guys some numbers of the biggest layoffs that companies are announcing. And this isn't immediate, right? This is over the course of the coming future. But UPS, 48,000, Amazon, 30,000, Intel, 24,000, Nestle, 11,000, Microsoft, 7,000, Meta, 600, which the Meta one is funny because they just fired a bunch of people and now they're firing a bunch of AI people. But so, you know,
Target hit 1,100.
Yep. So I mean, there's a lot of big companies firing a lot of people, and you know, none of this is happening overnight. And you know, a lot of these people will get severance packages, so they're not going to be immediately counted as unemployed for 3, 6, 12 months. Yeah, exactly. So the government will have plenty of time, hopefully, to come back and count them as unemployed. But you know, I had talked about. Yes, and then revise. But I had talked about how when you start seeing the inflation spike above some of its moving averages, which is it's kind of a silly thing to chart unemployment, but when you look back at it, other than one time in history, anytime you start trading above its 50 moving average, it always spikes, right? And so when you look at these numbers, they definitely become a bit concerning when you conflate these two things together, because these are some of the biggest companies in the world firing a significant amount of people, especially,
But for good reason. But for good reason.
What's the good reason?
They're replacing some of their non-starters for they're getting more efficient. And typically, anytime efficiencies improve, the stock price goes up. So we'll see.
Okay, so where do these people get jobs then if they're being fully replaced?
Come to see Arbitrage Business and Loan. Go to businessandloan.com.
that is not an employment.
That'll take care of a few,
at least. So
robots and AI.
Even the Amazon CEO just said that these aren't even AI related firings. It's because the company has become too bloated. And the other issue is that job openings are at an all-time low. Even Powell has warned that job creation is pretty close to zero, right? So there's,
so you're
these
saying
people.
Stagflation, or are you saying underemployment, or what do you think is the driving mechanism behind this?
I do think it's because that companies have become too big because times were too good and too easy, right? So we had COVID, we had zero rates, they printed a ton of money, and then now they're stopping the quantitative tightening, so that there's a lag effect to that, right? They've been tightening the balance sheet, less money in supply, and so companies are going, we don't need this many people. I do think there is an AI factor, but I have yet to see any numbers other than I think Amazon report that they've actually had an increase in revenue due to AI, right? Like I'm not aware of UPS going, oh, we've become so much more efficient, so we can fire 48,000 people.
I did see that FedEx put a seasonal workers here in Memphis. They literally got rid of almost all of their seasonal workers in lieu of AI and robots to actually run the assembly line at the airports and at the FedEx location.
Is that immediately or in the future?
So No, that was announced last November. So this year, this is going to be the first full run with us. So,
yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting, but I don't.
Let's hope we get
Christmas
presents.
And listen, and I think, we'll talk about this in a minute. Is that I think this is just once again like the tale of two economies, right? Like the stock market can continue to go up, and unemployment can also continue to go up as well, which is not a good thing, right? Like that's a very bad thing. Like if we have the stock market rip, but unemployment goes up to, what are the unemployment numbers right now? 4.3. If we have unemployment rip to 6, 7.
Yeah. Now you also heard that the
Remember,
investment.
it's only people who are actually looking for jobs. So if you're not looking,
well, yeah. So that number is even worse then.
It could be, but typically, you never see that until they adjust the numbers.
Yeah, we don't know. We speculate like everyone else, including the people that give the numbers. Hey, the one of the things about the jobs though was the entry level jobs, even at these investment places like a Goldman Sachs, or they're cutting out a lot of that. I read that and actually did a thing on it just recently that there's a lot of menial like spreadsheet stuff that they used to have like entry level people do that are no longer needed because the AI will do it for them. So that's just another thing that entry-level jobs are really taking it on the chin right now, because a lot of times they can be done by a entry-level robot or AI. So
yeah, it was like the I think
warehouses
I mentioned some stat like within the last month that like 18 to 24-year-old, like that entry-level hiring is at like unemployment's at like an all-time high for that group.
Yep.
Which
is also not good. That's also a big issue that China has apparently. They have like 25% unemployment in the youth.
Yeah, an off fact I just read, because I'll do it while I remember, is that the first-time home buyers now are middle class. It used to be, your young couple that just got married. Now it's not that anymore. It's middle class are the biggest first-time home buyers now, because they couldn't afford it when they were younger. So it's pretty crazy how the whole economy is changing in so many different ways.
Rules.
Yes, exactly. 100%. So are we getting
the living is going up? So
it is, which is helping the reports, the ER, because they may not be selling as many units, but their dollar amount that they're getting back is more, because it costs more for the product that they're selling, if that makes sense.
No,
so it makes up for the lack of units.
The employment wage go up with inflation, so that way it would offset. But
Yep. It'll be interesting. Next 6 months are going to be interesting. December rate cuts, are they going to happen, Josh?
I mean, if you go listen to the last couple of shows, I was pretty adamant that we're not going to get the rate cuts, but
right.
Just because of like what we've just been talking about, I don't envy the position that Powell and the Fed is in right now. I mean, it's not only are they
tough one.
Yeah, I mean, not only are they flying blind with the numbers that with the government shutdown, I'm sure that, and I realize they have plenty of numbers to go by, but the ones they always officially kind of quote and say that these are kind of the more damning numbers, they don't have. And the flip side, they also don't have the revisions to go back on. So I'm just kind of concerned that once the government does reopen, we're going to get this flood of
bad news.
OMG, WTF is happening kind of thing. And so, just fundamentally, the Fed is wanting to balance, they want to balance the labor market. They want to balance inflation. Well, inflation's going up, the labor market's getting worse, which everything kind of seems to point towards the, rate cuts more. But if you listen to all of the talking heads, like even the various members of the Fed, there's still a vast majority of them that are saying we should still maintain that wait and see. But the numbers that keep coming out are still just worse and worse and worse. And like, I don't understand why there's not a little bit more of an uproar, especially, Trump loves to blast Powell. Like I don't understand why there hasn't been some, 2 a.m. rant on Truth Social about how, Fed is waiting too much, because that's nothing they would love.
Why are you up at 2 a.m. on Truth Social?
I'm not.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. I just expect to wake up.
Could have been convinced otherwise.
Yeah, I just expect to wake up to some diatribe of rant going on, and it's going to change the way the market looks that morning. But
what if they're good cop, bad cop? They're in on it together.
I don't envy the position that he's in.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like they're on the same team, and they're just trying to act like good cop, bad cop with whatever they need.
Yeah. That's like literally since what, 1600, 1700, 1776. They've had to call a year.
When's the next one? Okay. 2026.
So you do realize that America turns 250 next year.
Yes, that's my point.
Like the same age as Darin, huh?
No,
here we go. I thought we had moved on from that. I thought we had moved on from
that.
All right.
Sorry.
So anyway, Daniel, this is your time right here, and it's something that we've been talking about for I don't know how long, and it's just and the media is finally starting to admit it to a degree, but the K-shaped economy, the wealth gap, all of that good stuff. So give us some stats. I assume that you have to prove the K-shape is here, which I told you it had been in Fred reports for a while, but go ahead.
Yeah. So, with earnings coming out, when you look at a lot of these more kind of consumer facing companies, there's a lot of these companies kind of, they serve everyone, right? They serve everyone from, lower middle class to the upper class, right? So they have a good gauge on where people are spending their money. So if we look at airlines, the Delta CEO said that the sales of premium seats would exceed those of coach for potentially the next 2 quarters in 2026. So everyone is, more people are flying first class than they are coach, which is kind of wild to think about.
Have you been on those planes?
Well, yes, but I have not sat in that section. I sit in the back behind.
That's my point. It's like I'm not a big guy. I mean, 190 pounds, and I'm sitting in the main cabin going, yeah, nah, this is something. Never mind. Even Comfort Plus, you don't want to be in the middle. So yeah, pay for comfort.
That's fair, but most people can't pay 4 times the price for their flight to from Ohio to Houston or whatever.
I say most people are taking the bus.
Yeah, right. It's from going from economy to even Comfort Plus is a pretty big jump for most people.
I mean, yeah, but flying economy is like an exercise in how uncomfortable can you be for how long. I mean,
okay, guys, this isn't a commentary on flights. We have other things to talk about. This is a commentary on people spending money.
I'm just saying it's uncomfortable.
How many times I've moved up to like business or something, and it's maybe 20% more expensive, and I can't tell you how excited I am every time I spend that extra 20%. But as well, I'm in that flight, that extra $100 that I spent.
Okay, Josh, we're glad that you can afford the nice seats.
No. I'm not saying story. I'm not saying that it's well within my budget. I'm just saying.
No. This is the crypto thing all over again. This is not what we're talking about. We're moving on right now.
Okay, hey, you're just thinking at everybody now.
I
am not doing this again.
Remember, this pinky goes up. This pinky goes up when you drink drinks, Josh. It has to go up like that. So what I'm hearing is that and I'm sorry about the further commentary on this, but economy class is like economy class is like going into Walmart. So it's kind of the same thing. Faces of economy class.
That's really derogatory. I don't think I like that. That was almost derogatory.
It's uncomfortable. Hey, I'm not the one that brought up the faces of Walmart website. It's like you get out the faces of economy class. I mean, hey, that's where I'll be though. I'll be right in the middle of it. If I'm not riding the train or bus.
Darin does not represent the company, Arbitrage Business and Loan, or any of its affiliates or franchises.
We already did that disclaimer, did we? Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Everybody can jump in on this one then. Okay, the last part of this, which I was hoping somebody would bring up, and it's in here. It was thrown in at the last part of this K-shaped economy, which actually could have its own section because it jumps into a lot of other subjects, of which Josh would love. I can tell he's already brimming over there. Is Mamdani
in-house communist? I mean, socialist.
He's probably the closest. Closest to socialist.
Over here catching strays.
All right. So if you were a partner of Mamdani, what's your next step, Josh? What are you going to do to turn New York around?
I mean, I don't think. Well, that's not really the question, though. I mean,
my question.
How did we get there? And I mean, that kind of goes back to how did we get to a point where a democratic socialist, which if you threw out this term, I mean, it's the whole reason that everybody's been fighting Bernie for 2 decades, is because that's what he's closely identified.
Keep Bernie out your mouth.
I didn't say I speak nothing. I speak nothing.
AOC.
I speak nothing.
I'm just messing with Will Smith right now. So
but
it's
why people it's how we got to this point is because of the really generational wealth gap that we created during COVID. We had the haves and the have-nots became the have-mores and the have-less, and it's because, I mean, you got to think like all the people that were living paycheck to paycheck, working at like restaurants and grocery stores and things like that. I mean, they were out of work. Yeah, they got stipends and things, but then you got the ones that could afford to do things just you start buying up properties, buying up houses, buying up things that are suddenly cheap because nobody's using them and nobody can afford them. And then you look at, the flip side of what Mamdani is looking at, which is, he wants to just kind of even things out, go back to a little bit less of what we created during COVID. Unfortunately, I don't really see that working out very well. New York's going to be a great, test case to see if this could actually work out because, you got to remember like Wall Street is literally in downtown New York, and those,
quite literally
democratic socialism and Wall Street, they don't exactly see eye to eye. And so it's going to be interesting to see how he implements this. And I mean, I don't really have a good answer for your first question because implementing it is really going to be the biggest issue that he has because he's going to get a lot of pushback. To my other point, it's the same reason that Bernie has been ousted for years and years and years because you can't get these like oligarchy donors to back you because you're turning around and telling them that, oh, by the way, if you back me, I'm going to tax the crap out of you.
But we already have a case to look at, and that's the whole state of California. I mean, California and New York are like these two. I don't want to say that.
Just passing in the night. What?
These
cities. What?
That's what we are. The flyover states. Remember, everybody but New York and California. Those are the only two states that matter. But what I'm saying is, those two are the ones that are. Kind of this whole social experiment. And we'll go ahead and add, instead of social experiment, we'll say socialism experiment, because that's kind of what they're both trying to do. So it'll be interesting to see. And we've got it's like, how did that work out for you, California? How did that work out for you, New York? We'll see. And how else are you going to try to take over a country if you don't from both sides and you just kind of squeeze everything in the middle? That's a whole nother show in itself.
Josh,
that's why
I have a question for Josh.
Okay.
Here we go.
You have to vote for president. Your 2 options.
Oh no!
Are J.D. Vance and Gavin Newsom. Who do you pick?
Well, I mean, it depends on what I'm trying to accomplish. I mean, from a fiscal standpoint, I mean, Gavin Newsom runs like the world's third richest economy.
I mean, one, he had nothing to do with that, and two, they're in a budget deficit. So
budget crisis, yeah, just like the country actually. But
I mean, yeah, that doesn't seem unlike what the situation that we're in currently.
Can't get any worse, right?
Well, it actually does every second.
I don't
You
know.
see the
I live
counter?
in California. I think it can.
You're not in California. You're in Singapore. Get out of here.
No, I lived in California for 6 years. Okay.
I mean, on the one hand, you've got somebody who is consistently trampled over every amendment to the Constitution. And, on the other hand, you've got...
His boss did that.
Okay. So he was complicit. I mean, and so unless we're going to go back 5 or 6 years from now and have some Nuremberg trials, I don't know. I mean, it's a difficult choice. I mean, I'd probably lean more Newsom, but it depends on, there's a lot of other factors that go into that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a scary thing to think about. All right, let's move on to the U.S. China deal.
You should run for president.
You took the lesser of two evils. I am standing with Josh.
All right, let's go to
points that works. Continue, guys. On peasants. On peasants.
Right. All right, let's do the U.S. China deal. So give us the fresh facts there, Daniel. Set us up. I don't like the first one, which is cut the fentanyl tariff in half. I think it's like, what is that used for anyway? In good reasons. Why do we take fentanyl at all in this country? Obviously, I lost someone to fentanyl, so I have a little more emotion to this. But why do we take fentanyl into our country? And go ahead.
Well, so the fentanyl tariff isn't because we take it in legally. It's because China is essentially forcing it down our throat illegally, right? So that got cut in half. So it was 20%. It's now 10%. So the overall China tariff is 47%. And China said that they would suspend the rare earth export controls. Now, the interesting part about this kind of China deal, as much as it was kind of hyped up and made the market trade up preemptively, is that there was no actual comprehensive trade deal announced. There was just kind of this rare earth thing. We said we were going to tariff them a little bit less. And the other important thing to note is that the tariffs are being heard by the Supreme Court, whether or not it's legal.
Exactly.
How Trump is using them. Now, from my understanding is that, let's say it was done illegally, is that the tariffs will still stand. There just can't be any new future ones.
Don't you love how that works? Don't you love how that works?
Wait, I thought if they were ruled unconstitutional that they would actually have to issue refunds. And as I understand it, the only people that are going to actually benefit from that are, because the importers are going to get all of that money back, but they're not under any obligation to give that money back to the consumers.
Here's what it is, because I did this as part of my 3 things tomorrow. So I did actually look into all of that. Scott Bessent is actually in on this one, because he said that even if the Supreme Court rules that a president cannot do that under the emergency, that's the big thing, under the Emergency Act, that he's using that as the reason, which I guess under the fact that our debt is an emergency. I don't know. I don't remember what the verbs were used at that point. But he said that it doesn't matter because they can still use tariff laws. They can use trade laws to do the same thing. And in other words, there will be no refunds given back to anyone, according to Scott Bessent. So it's just a big.
Well, it's a pushback of on the balance of powers, because essentially if this goes through, Congress is essentially neutered, because if you look at what Congress was designed to handle, they collect taxes, duties, imports, and excises. That tariffs are entirely under their jurisdiction. Now, there are other ways that they can, that Trump can technically do tariffs, but Congress really needs this win to kind of continue with the balance of power, which has been a little bit stepped on lately. But yeah, I mean, that's really why Congress is pushing back, because they kind of they're cut their balls off.
Well, like I said, this is a test of the Emergency Act, the one that's used. I think it's the IEEE or something like that, but it is a test of that. It's not a test of it's a general test of that. What can he do under the IEEE? And y'all can look that up too. But it's the Emergency Something Act. Yes, that's even better.
That's it.
Okay.
That's what we call it. IEEE.
All right. So it says the market doesn't care about good earnings. What do you mean by that? The market doesn't care about anything. It's going up and to the right. Just doesn't care about anything that's happening.
Yeah. So I mean, this that they were, but which really says something when they don't, when you have good earnings. So Palantir beat top and bottom line forecasts, and it lifted its full year revenue guidance, and shares still dropped 8%. So you have one of the best performing stocks continuing to have one of its best quarters ever, and it still sold off on the news. And we actually saw a lot of similar stuff in like the Mag 7. They would pop on the news and sell off after the fact. So I mean, we even saw Meta, which had said they were doing big AI expenditure, drop 10% on their earnings. And so I think the market is starting to say that, either valuations are getting a little too high. They're not seeing the return on the CapEx because free cash flow has deteriorated from a lot of these Mag 7 companies to increase their spending on AI. And just to go back to the number we said before with Palantir, they're trading at 86 times their estimated 2026 revenue, which is once again insane. And they're one of the analysts at Jefferies even has the price target at a 63% downside to Palantir. So they're kind of anticipating a really big drop. And I'm sure Darin loved this one, is that Michael Burry has 80%, which this isn't entirely true, but 80% of his portfolio in Palantir and NVIDIA puts.
Yes. And what I get really, I don't know the word for this, but I think it's hilarious though, that it's like, okay, when let's say stock A was at 50 times value. Well, that's representative of the market right now. That's exactly where it should be. I know that's not what they're making in the multiples and but when it goes up to 75, oh, well, now it is. That is too high now. The multiple is too high. It's like I'm with Royce. It's like it's like the Charlie Brown teacher. They're talking and they're not saying anything, and there's nothing that makes sense. It's just like it's time for that stock to go down on the chart. So we're going to say now that 50 multiple does matter, even though it didn't matter when it was climbing. Now it does matter just because it's about to take a downturn. So we can justify what it's going to do anyway.
One of the things that I like about markets, and basically when people report on markets, they're like, he's in puts. Is he in cash secure puts? Because if he's in cash secure puts, the market's going up and he's collecting premium every week. And it's still in puts, but you're giving the wrong signal. That means he's still bullish where everyone else is bearish. It didn't say he bought puts. They just said he had puts.
I'm pretty sure he bought the puts.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Is that the narrative?
I think it was in the reports.
Yeah,
that came out in the
actual position has to be on the 13F.
13F, yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I want to see if he actually bought them or sold them.
And he was buying, and he also bought like healthcare calls, which typically run in the opposite direction of growth.
Yep.
We will see.
Yep. And we will. I think it's all holding off till 26 now. Like you even already said. And even these guys are saying that 7,000 is easily going to be done for the S&P. That's the new target, I think, and they're even trying to go up above that now. And then we'll have the Santa Claus rally like we always do at the end of the year. So it'll push it up
Will
even
we?
more. I know. Hey, you can't say that what I was saying earlier, which is now it'll be different. Like October. All right, Royce, it is time. Unless anybody wants to throw anything else in there about Michael Burry. I think he got way too much screen time already.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
The guy that he hit one big lottery ticket and then has never done anything else.
And again, I think it's good cop, bad cop. He's just playing with the other guys when he does what he does. Let's go to we got a chart that we're going to do. So this is After the Bell Crayons and Charts with Royce Wells, the creator of Pips. So let's take a look at Pips handiwork. What are we looking at here today? It looks like
we are looking at Brown and Brown ink. This guy was one of our picks. I want to say about 5 or 6 weeks ago when he was sitting somewhere near about 110-ish, maybe. And we were trying to figure out if he was going to go up or go down. Well, he went down, and we followed him. He was sideways for a little bit all through September, October, and then he fell. Could not get above the blue and black line roughly around October the 14th, and immediately started selling off and has been falling since. The question is this the end of the road? Is this basically blood, guts, and gore that's heading? Is it going to just keep falling? Or are you going to catch a knife if you buy here? Well, short answer, maybe. Looking at this guy on the weekly, he's run out of probability on our arbitrage band. On the daily, he's also ran out of probability on the arbitrage band. On the monthly, are we there yet? Nope, he's not quite there yet, but really close to the mean line on this monthly chart. Anytime I see dollar signs near a mean line, though, that usually means a bounce. So on a monthly time frame, if you're willing to buy this guy and hold for, I don't know, maybe through 2027, you might see numbers that are somewhere around 145, so almost 100% return if you can stomach the volatility. But if not, long term, short term, we have seen that basically he has fallen. I'm going to actually bring this guy up and turn on the Apocalypse band to basically let us see a long term on a short term. So we do see that literally since June, bro has been selling off and has not been able to recover. He faked us out roughly around August 1st of 2025, and now we are sitting on the edge of the Apocalypse band on the 4-hour time frame. So we have a lot of pressure here for this guy to actually bounce. So they always tell you buy low, but no one tells you where. Well, in this case, everything is pointing for up for bro. So I'm definitely adding this guy to my portfolio. That's all I got. Back to you guys.
All right, that's After the Bell Crayons and Charts with Royce Wells. So you're saying, what's up, bro? And then you say, well, exactly. Also, this just in, IBM is laying off thousands. I just thought I would throw that one in there. That's news for today since we talked about it. So we can add them to the list of the many. But we won't get back into that conversation. But I'm just saying that kind of validates what we were saying earlier.
Don't be a Debbie Downer. Come on.
Hey, because everything's up after this birthday. So all right, let's go to the winner. The 2-week long, we had to wait for 2 weeks, and I'm beginning to think if you take time off, you're going to win. So sometimes that's part of it. So Josh,
vacation. Come on, Darin, get out of here.
I'm trying. Josh, it was gone for 2 weeks and comes back as a winner. If TDD, and he was at the very bottom, and it dropped. It dropped like an anvil almost on Roadrunner's head. It came down hard, and he went.
Actually, Perma Bear, but you left that for Josh. You're a giver.
That's it. He defaulted to the bear position. Good job. So he had to hurry up. He's still trying to get out of vacation mode. Probably he's used to being off. But on top of being here today, you have to tell us now what stock we're going to be looking at this week, so Royce can pull up and give us channels and then, by the way, the last 4 weeks, and this may be the first time ever, we've had a different winner the last 4 weeks, which is kind of cool. And Royce has a lot of other stats. but
I'm just glad to be
I
in the
do.
first
I
circle.
do.
Yes.
I didn't like that whole
Spreadsheet.
3 weeks of losing.
Yes. Oh, poor
I'm not-
baby.
I'm not
First
familiar
world
with it.
problems.
Darren's used to it.
It was
Darren's used to it. It's
it was
okay.
uncomfortable.
First world problems. Jeez. Let me pull up the scoreboard anyway, just show everybody. So you can see Josh is now at 5. I'm at 1. Daniel's at 1, and Royce is at 2. So Daniel and I need to do something here. So whatever he picks, I need to do something, and then let Daniel do it next week, possibly. All right, here we go.
You know, I blame having morning brain for you, Darin. I don't know if there's an excuse.
It's the end of the day. I got end of the day brain, so I'm the opposite.
Elderly man brain.
I find him snoring in the office quite regularly.
I think I've done it once. You wake up, jerk. Whoa. All right, Josh. Anything? What sector? What sector?
Look at Verizon.
Oh,
VZ.
okay. Communications.
Yeah,
a little bit of a little bit of volatility lately.
Excellent. I love this chart.
It's been beat down like bro.
Yeah. So let's see where it's gonna go. Beat down like bro. Let's see where it's gonna go. So, what do you guys think? Oh, you want to know what I
already got? You put your arrows already in there.
Yep, this is, you guys are cheating. You're using my forecast from different things. So
I know.
So, all right. So with that information, do you think it's going to hold this, or do you think it's going to break under that pink line?
What is that pink line? What is it?
It's about 39.25.
No, I mean, what is that representing, that pink line?
That is the RSI line on the daily time frame.
Okay, RSI on the daily.
So this is the long-time rise of Verizon since all the way about January 2024, where he was about $33. So he's only gained about 20% in the last 2 years, so not that much, truth be told. This guy's a sleeper, looks like. But potentially...
No channels?
Very, very small channels.
Yeah.
Like, for example, $38.78 to $40. This not a wide enough channel to actually get 50 cents. Let's go.
You have a second choice, Josh. You have a second choice.
Wait, that seems wildly small for what I see.
It is. It is extremely small, but that's where it's been trading. It's been trading sideways for literally almost a year. See that? And because of that, that made the channel extremely small.
See, I was going to pick like 41, 42. Okay.
Pick it. Go for it. You can have both of them.
He's splitting pennies.
You guys are bad.
You want to do how about Blackstone BX? What's your favorite? I don't know. The setup in the short term, I love.
Rock and Blackstone.
I love this chart.
Yeah.
All right.
I absolutely love this chart.
Everything's playing at the top end here of the channels.
Well, no, not true. It's been falling. It's been falling since September 23rd.
Sure. Now, yeah.
No, but it stopped dead on some support.
And that's 40. That's a $40-something fall.
Yep.
Right. So, let me adjust this guy up to the weekly. So we see where we're at. And we're going to go down. So, yeah, quite literally nailed that quite accurately. And sitting on the weekly on the apocalypse band at out of bounds. So the range on this guy is about very wide range on this guy. From about 130 to about 160, 170. Yikes. So you like volatility. Got it. All right, let's go down to 4 hours to actually get some real numbers, shall we?
I had it kind of pinned at like 135 to 165.
135 to 165. Let's see if I can get that. We'll go with that. So $5.
$7.25 each.
Something like it. So yes, that's
the 135 to 145.
I'm sorry, 165.
Yeah, 165. So,
Okay.
well, that kind of messes up the numbers, but
That's 35 each, or 35 difference.
Is it
Divided
35
by
difference?
4.
No, that's 30, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so 750. You were right the first time, Darin.
Yeah, that's what okay.
So 135 then. Okay. So 165. All right.
Yes. So where is your poison? Where would you like to land, sir?
I'm really eyeballing like 152-ish.
Okay. So 135 to 150 to 142. 142 to 149. So you'd be the second 149 to 156.
Yeah.
56.25. Or 50.
Yep. 50. Yep. So that's where you want to land at, Josh?
Yeah. As long as it's in that 152 range, I'm good.
Okay. That's where you're at. All right. So who will be your next victim?
Ooh, I'm rusty. Forgot you were going to ask me that.
Last time you did something different.
Hint.
I mean, do you know where you want to go, Darin?
I do.
Okay, go for it.
All right. That's why you talk up to get your place here. I'm going to go below that.
Yeah, what is that, squeaky wheel?
I'm going below.
Beautiful. So
he says it again.
So yeah, so you're 149 to 142.50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it backwards, yes.
So the quants get the bookends.
Yep. So okay, and who is next?
I don't know. When are you going to deposit that bonus?
I don't know.
how soon?
I'll let you know tomorrow who's next.
Right?
It became a real hostile environment.
Man, I don't know.
No, let's see if Royce can play his game. I'll let Daniel go.
Excellent.
I know.
Let's do the top one.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
Well, I knew that was coming. 156.
You can't tell me you're staying bottom.
No, I absolutely was picking bottom. But there's a reason. I have another indicator y'all haven't seen.
Oh, here we go.
Secret sauce. Secret sauce.
Secret sauce.
All right.
All right. So
all right, guys.
Yeah. Let's see where we're at. Let's
see what happens next week. Let's try to do this next week, unless multi-billion-dollar deals happen. Then we'll have an excuse not to.
We'll figure out something.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll take the hit for sure. Let that be the reason every week. All right, guys. Good to see you. Welcome back, Josh. Happy birthday to me. You can Venmo me no, I'm just kidding.
That's AI. Never mind.
Right?
He's like slapping up a QR code.
Like those TikTokers. Venmo me. All right. See you guys next week. I will try to make it after my birthday week.
Good luck.
See you guys.
God bless.
Bye.
Godspeed.
I'm all red. All right. See ya.